Pull up that wheel and wine selector. Mike said start the track, so we're going to start the track. How you doing, guys? Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Do put your cameras on so we can see your wonderful faces. Do keep your microphones off. If you want to ask questions, please do use the chat box. So towards the end, we will be using the chat box and allow you guys to ask questions. First of all, give yourselves a round of applause that you've turned up. You want to learn more, you want to add value to yourself, you want to add value to your business. And one of the things that I know is that Facebook, Instagram, these are great platforms, these are free platforms, but if you want to make the most out of these platforms, you actually have to spend some money. And you can put some ones in the chat box right now. If you know you spent some money, you've got thousands of looks and not one hit. Put some ones in the chat. If you have spent money on an ad, and millions of people have viewed it, you can see the analytics viewed 100 million times. You go to where it says how many clicks and it says 0. Put some ones, don't make me feel like it's only me. Put some ones in the chat right now. If you've experienced this scenario.
Yeah, it's upsetting, right? It's upsetting, yeah.
The reason why is because there's a technique and there's a skill and there's knowledge. And today, this is what we are doing. We have a Facebook ad expert all the way from America, Bridget Hannigan, that has come here to share her knowledge, her wisdom, and we are so blessed and privileged. I am gonna just quickly introduce who we are, and then I'll come back and give Bridget a proper introduction. Now, we are the hosts, we are the In Tribe. This is the team. It's myself, Christopher Cyrus, Crystal Chaplin Walsh, and Mike Lancaster. We are a three-piece, and we have come together to offer small businesses support in growing their business. And we have 3 unique strands. I provide the motivation. Crystal, just quickly say hello and tell them what you provide.
Hi, everyone. I provide financial solutions and business strategy.
And we have Mike Lancaster. Quickly tell them what you provide.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Mike Lancaster, providing the marketing and any graphics and content creation.
Excellent. So we will introduce ourselves at the end and tell you how you can join us and work with us. But I don't want to take any more of your time. We've got someone all the way from America. We've got someone who's an expert. We've got someone who's used Facebook ads to make serious money with her businesses, an expert, a student of the game. Without no further ado, throw some ones, throw some fires as we introduce Bridget Hannigan. Please take over the screen.
Hi, everyone. One moment.
Hey, hey.
Hi, how are you? My name is Bridget Hannigan. I'm hailing from Atlanta, Georgia in the United States. I am so thankful to be asked to join In Tribe and serve you all today on my favorite topic in business, which is me getting to nerd out on all things Facebook ads. So today, what I want to talk to you about is ideal client targeting. I think we can all agree that the best things in life are free, but the best things in business are paid for. And one of those things is Facebook ads. And when it's done well and it's done correctly, it's actually the cheapest form of advertising that you can do in your business. Now, I've heard many times people watch as people are making 6-7 figures online, and we get a little bit of that Facebook ad success jealousy going on because it's not working for us. But I can almost guarantee you that if it isn't working, it's because your targeting is off. And that means that you're putting your ads in front of the wrong people. So we're going to get into that today, and I'm going to show you some insights on how to get clear on exactly who your ideal client is, if you're not already, and then where to find detailed information on them and add it to your Facebook ads so that you can target them for pennies on the dollar, what you're targeting at now. So who here is currently using Facebook ads already in their business? I want you to put the number 3 down in the chat box so I can know how many Facebook ad junkies I have in here. All right, we got a couple already. That's great. All right, keeping them coming in. Sean, Jeanette, Saffron, that's wonderful. Okay, and who is looking to get into Facebook ads but is just grossly intimidated with all of the things that you have to learn about Facebook ads? Let me see a number 1 there. Okay. Yep, those come in quick too. There we go. It is. It's a confusing platform, but I want to tell you that, like in many things, there's a lot of people who are afraid of water. There's a lot of people who are afraid of heights. It doesn't mean you're going to be unless you let that get into your head, right? So many people, like myself, are self taught on YouTube and then through trial and error. And I've made a lot of costly errors, but I've learned where those errors are and how to make my ads successful. You can too. So I'm going to offer you some tips, and at the end, I want to do a Q&A with anybody who has any questions on ideal client targeting. So I need you to stay until after the PowerPoint slides, okay? So, wow, a lot of people are looking to get into Facebook ads on here. All right, well, even if you are not ready to start getting into Facebook ads, I encourage you to stay because I'm going to show you how to get clear on your ideal client. And if you're not doing that already, I'm sure we've all heard the term client avatar, ideal buyer, ideal customer. This is the person who's already looking for the product and service that you have, and you just need to be able to connect with them to make them lifetime buyers and have them hungry to buy from you again and again and again. Kind of how I am with any iPhone that gets released. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen if you'll give me one moment. And then we're going to go over all the juicy stuff that you need to know. Okay, here we go. Yes. And here we go. Okay, can everybody see my screen here?
It's just starting to share now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still loading.
It's still loading? Okay, great. In the meanwhile, can everyone tell me what kind of business they're in or what product they have in the chat? Because I would like to actually ask one of you if I can use you as an example and find information on exactly who your ideal client is. So if you can put in the chat box what type of business you're in or what type of product you have, that would be fantastic.
Well, we
Anybody
got,
seeing my screen yet?
we've got design agency, childcare, business
Yep.
consultancy, sports industry.
Oh, wow. A big variation there. Okay.
Big mental health coaching, event management, stripper.
Wow. You're coming from everywhere in the business field. You guys are really putting me to work today. Oh my goodness. I love it.
I'm not going to reveal who that was.
So many people taking chances, you know, so many people
Okay.
doing what they're
We can
passionate
see
about.
it.
We can see it? Okay.
We can see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
You can see that.
Okay, great. I'm glad you can see that. So let me go back a little. It looks like it fast forwarded on me. Okay. So today what we're going to go over is exactly how to identify and attract your ideal client using Facebook ads with advanced targeting tips. So in this webinar, we have three main goals, and that's going to be to get super clear on our ideal client, to know how to find hidden interests about them using Facebook ad insights, and then find their hidden interests in our ad set in Ads Manager so we can put our ads in front of our direct clients. Now, if you're not running Facebook ads yet, it's okay. I'm not going to get you lost on the Business Manager platform. It's not going to be intimidating. You'll see. It's actually really easy. Even if you feel like you're a digital dinosaur, you can totally make this happen. So a little about myself. I began my marketing journey when I opened a small local business in the Atlanta, Georgia area. I was in sales and marketing for about 10 or 15 years, but it was all in person. I knew nothing about marketing in the digital world. So other than posting on Facebook once in a while and sharing some photos, I had no idea how to do anything online. Became a local business owner and just really had to work and hustle and grind and become self-taught in order to learn all of these advanced strategies over time. And because of that, I started my business with $0, no investors, didn't know how to do anything online, but narrowed down on my ideal client and ran Facebook ads and was able to build my business to over 7 figures in 2 years. And that's a local business, so it's a little hard to do when you have a limited audience and a few miles from you. So I want to share a few secrets with you today, and that's that you can show your ads to specific groups of people that are interested in your product. Instead of showing it to everyone, I want you to show it to people who are willing to buy from you. Because whether you're getting traffic organically and you're spending time posting on social media, you're spending time in Facebook groups, you're constantly connecting in the DMs, or you're spending a little money on ads, either way, you're buying your customer. So it's just a matter of reaching people who are also buying you, right? Also, you don't have to spend a lot of money to run Facebook ads, especially if you do it yourself. Now, an agency is going to charge you a minimum of $1,000 to $4,000 just for up to $5,000 of ad spend. So if you've only got $500, chances are they're still going to charge you $1,000 to run them. So DIY this if you can, or get somebody else on your team. It's not rocket science. I know it seems complicated, but what didn't seem complicated that you're doing in your business right now that you started, right? It's all complicated because it's new. So you don't have to spend a lot of money on Facebook ads. I started with $5 a day. To this day, 4 years later, I still don't have any ad that's over $20 a day because I learned how to get the people for the lower amount of money. So if you failed in the past, don't worry. I'm pretty sure if you are already in this industry and you already know you have a great product, you know who your ideal client is, you probably just haven't put your ads in front of the right people. And we're going to fix that together today. So if you are currently unable to get leads consistently or sales, your ads are getting crickets, and you're watching everyone else make tons of money, then this is exactly what you need. So I hear a lot that I'm not tech savvy and that people are very intimidated by the Ads Manager platform. Don't worry about that. Just take it step by step. And at the end, I'm going to show you a way where we can connect and work together and work on getting you to learn this system in a really easy, digestible way that is not intimidating. So we're going to dive right in now. We're going to create your IDC, which is your ideal client, within the next 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm going to show you how to hyper target them with ads so you stop leaving money on the table. So some of you might think that you already know who your ideal client is, and some of you have no idea who your ideal client is. So could you put in the chat box if you know who your ideal client is? Just let me know IDC. And if you have no idea who your ideal client is, just type a 0. Okay. So the truth is your buyer is unique. And I want to give an example about something in the industry we're all aware of. So I'm going to use a makeup company as an example. Okay. So audience A, if I'm a person and I have an e-commerce store and I sell beauty and makeup supplies, many times I speak to clients and they'll say, oh, well, I sell makeup, so I'm looking for anybody who's female, who's 20 to 40 years old because I sell makeup. And so that's who they run their ads to. They go in the audience manager, they look up a demographic, they choose male or female, they choose a 20-year age range, first mistake, and then they just show their ads to everybody and hope that whoever's clicking is buying. Now, remember, anybody who clicks on that link, even if it's just out of curiosity, you're paying for that. So we want to make sure that who's clicking on the link is somebody who's really interested in your product. So looking at these two women, audience A and audience B, right? Let's think of them as two completely different ideal clients because they are. They're in the same age group, but guess what? One, audience A, wants glam makeup. She wants nighttime makeup. She wants to be going out. She wants to be exciting. She wants pop, right? She wants flair, glamour. So her group would be like MAC Cosmetics, somewhere really out in the glam industry. Audience B, completely different. She's a working professional. She's probably in management. She likes organic skincare. So she's going to follow brands like Goop and like Clinique, which I know the men on here don't really know maybe the names of those businesses, but you can still gather that this is the makeup industry and this is how different two buyers can be. And so we can't be broad with our targeting. We have to really be clearly defined. So how do we do that? First, we get into the demographics, the basics, right? We know the age and the gender of our target client, but then we need to get into the psychographic. So beyond income and job title, what else is it about them that we need to know? Because this is exactly what we write in our ad copy and use in our targeting. So there's a lot of questions here, and there's a workbook on my link in bio that you can go ahead and hop on my Instagram and download that. So you can get all these questions and more. This is a very simplified version, but I'm just going to ask a few questions now. What software, if they're in the business industry or service, helps them solve their problem, or do they use for your business? So I'll give an example. Some of you here are business coaches, right? You're in the business coaching field where you coach other entrepreneurs. So if I was looking to target someone, did I lose my screen? Y'all see my screen?
We can still
No,
see it.
you still got the psychographics there.
Oh, I can't see it. I don't know what happened. Hold on. Let me see. Where is my screen? Oh, there we go. Okay. So one moment, please. Thank you. Okay. If I'm talking to business coaches and I'm marketing my product in front of them, I don't want just entrepreneurs 25 to 45. Maybe I want someone who's using Asana or Trello or ClickFunnels. I want to put all those things in my targeting. So now I'm just showing ads to them and not just everybody 25 to 45. What's something else I would do? I would look for Facebook page admin owners, because most likely if they're in business, they have a business page. So try to think of what software or services or product your ideal client is using, because even if it has nothing to do with your product, it has everything to do with them and who they are. So we can limit to where we're going to show our ads to just them. So I'm going to look at the chat real quick and see if I have any questions that I can answer. Got a lot of people in here. Okay, a lot of you know who your ideal client is. That's fantastic. I'm so glad that you know who your ideal client is. You have really done your work. That is fantastic. Lots of people in all different industries here too, so that is wonderful. Let's see, which one could I use a great example of? Okay, life coaching and speaker, definitely what we were just talking about, just figuring out who that person is that you're life coaching, right? Because every life coach and speaker is talking to somebody very specific and individual. So who is that individual? And what other gurus are they following now? And it's probably who your mentors are, or who you would like your mentors to be. And a way that you can get clear on that question is, what's your dream podcast to be on if somebody had a podcast? Or if you could meet your favorite public speaker in your industry, who would that be? Because you're not going to be in Facebook's audience interests, but we might be able to find that guru, and I'll show you that later. And if they're following them and you're like their style, your ad being in front of them should be very successful. Let's see, massage therapy. Okay, so there's different types of massage therapy. Are you doing mobile, or are you doing, are you within a spa center? Is this massage therapy more catered towards higher income women who are looking for fun relaxation at a spa, or is it people who are going for medical massage where, you know, they're like, put some elbow into it? Because how your ad has to be presented to the right person. So you'll want to get clear on that too.
There's a question in here, Bridget.
Okay.
Let me see. Hang on, let me get back.
See.
How much should I expect to spend? And are you answering questions
Okay.
now?
So, and what the number of page likes matter. The number of page likes has no difference at all, and I'll tell you why. Last time you clicked on an ad, it took you to a sales page. Did you bother Googling that person's business page and seeing what they're about? Most likely not. So I have no idea how many page likes Best Buy has, but I'm still shopping there. You know, that doesn't matter in the paid ads world. Now, where it can matter is if you're a local business, because if you're a local business and you're a restaurant or somebody doing a painting industry, I want to see your reviews and I want to see what you're putting on your Facebook business page. So that will matter. Likely also if you're a coach, if I'm seeing your things and you're taking me to maybe a higher ticket offer above $300, I might want to say, well, let me look at their Facebook page and see what they post, see what their community's like, because people looking for a life coach are also looking for a community. So other than that, you really don't need to have any page likes. I had none when I started. I started my Facebook page and then immediately ran ads to it. I had no organic reach on my Facebook business page for probably the first 6 months. Although I did get tons of likes from my ads. We have, right now, we're just a local business and we're a doctor's office. So doctor's offices aren't something where people are running down the street looking to buy, right? Medical treatment. But within, I think 2 years, we had over 2,000 likes of people within 10 miles from us. So I'm really proud of that. And you can do that and more for your business if you're consistently running ads too. Little pro tip. Whenever you start running ads, if you haven't already, always run a like campaign to get likes to your page, not because the likes matter, but because then Facebook trusts you and flags your ads less. So let's see, how much did you expect to spend? Okay, I start with $5 a day or no more than $10 a day. The reason I do that is because I want to get all of my data on who my buyer is, and I'm going to show you that in a minute and where to find that before I raise that. Because when we're creating our ideal client, most of you that created your ideal client did it like I did and everybody else does, where we're creating them, right? We're making them up. We're saying, okay, they're a man or a woman. This is their age group. This is what their puppy's like. You know, they do this for a living. But really, we're making it up and hoping we're right. But when you really know who your ideal buyer is, that's who's actually buying from you. And to know that, you have to get data. So I'm going to show you where to get that data. So I might start with who I think my ideal client is. Great starting point. Definitely not discouraging doing that work. So do that, plug it into your Facebook ads targeting, and then after a couple weeks, go in and see who's actually buying, and then, you know, make another ad with that audience, a lookalike of that audience. Okay, let's see what other questions here. I thought the number of page likes might either increase or decrease my exposure to my main target audience. If you're doing it organically, I think it would, not with paid ads. Roughly per month, I started at $5 a day and I ran, I think 2 ads at first a day for a couple of weeks. What I like to do is test and reinvest. So once I knew I had a winner, I'd put a little more money in it or make an ad just like it, and then do that again. So once I was getting money back from it, I would reinvest. So I did raise my budget pretty quickly, but my budget pretty quickly, meaning it's never gone over $700 a month. Not to say that it shouldn't. If you have a digital product and you're doing really well with it, you need to scale the ads and strike while the iron's hot, because there's 10 other people making your product. And if they haven't, they're going to, when they see yours is making money. So, but I am talking from the local business perspective, you shouldn't really need to be throwing that much money into it. Is there a checklist or niche down on audience? Sure, we could talk about that later. So I'm going to return to the PowerPoint for now, and I'm going to take some more questions closer to the end, okay? So let me go back one. So we have here, you know, what software, things like that. What is their dream solution that they would pay almost anything for? So if you're an entrepreneur and you're in business and you've been working for, well, let me use the massage therapist as an example. The dream solution they might pay anything for is to not have lower back pain anymore. So if you're targeting people who are looking at items and websites that talk about back pain and healing and maybe like Medline, then also that's a way to be in front of your ideal client if you're talking about someone who has chronic pain. If not, and you're talking about higher end lifestyle kind of massage, then their ideal thing is to feel luxurious, right? And to feel relaxed and get some serenity in their life. So you can target people who are interested in magazines that offer that kind of thing, or websites. What will they be able to do? Okay. So a lot of this is more about what you're going to write in your ad copy, which we're not going to get into today because that's a whole nother conversation. But I want you to just take a look at the questions that you just saw, or download my workbook off my link in bio, and definitely do this work where you're getting deeper if you haven't already. If you have already, that's great. But, you know, sometimes we just need to refresh and remind. So now I want to show you exactly how you can find out where your audience is already spending money. I absolutely love this part. This is where I get to nerd out a little. So let me just go ahead and change this window. Let me know if y'all see this other window that I'm going to bring up. 1 second. Let's see. See if I can lower this one. Okay. Okay, it looks like it closed out my other window.
Is my laptop there?
Okay, so just give me 1 second, and I'm just gonna have to log in another window because it closed out when I had that little problem before. Thank you for your patience, y'all.
Yeah, we can see like the welcome, how to identify and attract.
Okay, I'm gonna open up everything on a different page, and then I'll swoop it onto here, and I think that'll be fine.
Yeah, open it all up. Open it all up.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, got my ad sets here. Okay, almost done, y'all. Okay, now let me pull up my Facebook audience insights. Okay. One second. Insights tool. There it is. Okay. All right. Let me try to combine this now and get these websites onto this. Okay. Can y'all see everyone? It says everyone on Facebook and people connected to your page? Or are you still seeing the slide deck?
No, we can see everyone on Facebook.
Everyone on Facebook.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all how to get here. Has anybody been here in the Facebook Insights tool? Go ahead and leave a comment if you've never been here in the Facebook Insight tool. Just give me an X. Just write an X in there. So I want to make sure that I'm explaining thoroughly so I'm not losing anyone. Okay, so what you're going to do to get here is just Google Facebook Insights tool. That's it. And then you're just going to click on that link. It's going to be a little blue button, Facebook Insights tool. And this is what you're going to see. So choose an audience to start. You can choose everyone on Facebook, or you can choose people connected to your page. If you have a business page that is not just filled with your friends and family, because we want real data of people who are looking to buy from you. So if you have a Facebook page with, I'd say, over 100 legitimate followers, I would choose people connected to your page, because that's where you're going to get really granular gold mine data about who your ideal customer really is. If not, it's okay. We can start with the everyone on Facebook, and as you build your audience, later come back and just choose the other selection. Either way, everything else after here is going to work the same, just the information you'd get would be different. So you select everyone on Facebook. Okay, so I'm going to hop into the chat, and who wants to volunteer giving me a little bit of information about their ideal client so I can use some interests for you? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Not on Facebook yet? Okay, you got to get on Facebook for sure. Definitely just start getting on there and getting a presence. The longer and older your account is, the more Facebook's going to trust you. So go ahead and just get on there and get started. It's okay. If you need a Facebook page banner and you're a little intimidated by that, you can grab one for free on canva.com. It doesn't have to be perfect. If we all wait till we're perfect to get started, we would never get anything done. That's why half my to-do list is still there.
Bridget, we have one volunteer.
Is it easy for her to speak, or do you want her to write notes? She's going to talk you through her business and you can narrow down. Is it easy for her to unmute, or do you want her to write it?
To write what?
Her business, so you can narrow down on her audience.
Sure. Yeah, actually, unmute. Go ahead. Let's have a conversation about it. I think that would be easier.
So Lily's, unmute and let's hear about your client.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for electing to be our volunteer today. So could you tell me a little bit about your business?
Yep, so I'm a chiropractor and I've just set up a business within a dental practice. I've just put the link there. So McGovern Chiropractic would be my Facebook page, I believe.
Okay.
And I have a website as well. I am one of those people who thought my ideal client is anyone. So
it's okay. Everybody does. They think, well, it's anybody who wants a chiropractor, right?
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people. So it's okay to think like that. So, but when and it's okay to accept anybody who wants to come into your office, but if we're going to pay to reach them, let's just get specific on, I always approach a new campaign like this. I only have $100. Who am I going to bet on? Who's going to bet on me, right? So look through your clients and think, who comes here the most? What is it about them that they come here the most? You know, is it men between 40 and 45 or 40 and 50 and they have 2 kids and they're in the blue collar industry?
Yep.
Are they beer drinkers? You know, things like that. So let's talk a little bit about, we can break this down right now, even though we don't get it perfected, we can walk through it together right now. So tell me a little bit about your ideal client, what you know of who comes the most, or there's 2 ways you can go. You can go by volume, what type of person shows up the most, or you can go by your best customers, like the people who are there all the time. They're referring people to you, you know, your lifetime buyers. So choose either one of those and let's go ahead and start diving in.
Okay, I'll go for the one who comes the most is also the ideal one. So typically it's women, working women, blue collar working women between the ages of mid-30s,
Okay.
35-ish to probably 55, 60. So they're still working, they have family. Most of them have grandchildren as well. So
Okay.
I'm not 35, but yeah.
Okay, so let's start here. What's your location?
Watford.
Watford? Is that England or?
Correct.
Okay.
Watford is England, yeah.
Watford, W-A-T.
F-O-R-D. Watford.
Okay, it might not allow a small place in this part, but it will in the audience manager. So I'm just going to say England for now.
All right.
Okay, so, or are you close to London? Should I choose a city?
London is fine.
Okay, the reason I like to get a little more specific is because people in different parts of the country are going to have different interests. Like people in the South of America are going to watch different TV shows, read different books, and be in a different religious sect than people out in the West. So it's very varied. So if we could get a little closer, that's good. So we'll say London, England. And what were their ages? 35 to 50?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do, if I was to choose 35 to 45 or 45 to 55, which one would you pick?
45 to 55.
Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly why. So everyone definitely stay tuned into this part because you're going to be doing this for your own business. And I'm going to show you why you should never target more than a 10-year gap. Okay, so I'm going to show you right here. So 45, so we're going to choose 45 to 55. And this is just a super fast way, right? And I'm going to say women. And what are some of their interests? So we know family and what would be like some of their interests?
They're family oriented. They like walking.
Okay.
They have a light interest in their fitness. So they're not like gym junkies. They're just mild physical activity.
Okay.
Most of them are homeowners.
I'm sorry, what?
Most of them are homeowners. So they're always talking about renovating their houses or the like.
Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna, oh, they're looking at renovating too? So then we're gonna look up home improvement. Because Facebook knows what they've been looking for. So if they're into a home improvement, we're gonna put home improvement here.
Okay.
If I can learn to spell that, that would be great. Okay, home improvement, okay. Now we're also going to look up, oh wait, I put them as an employer home improvement. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do interest. Also, what work field are they in?
Admin. So they tend to either be working for the government, working for the NHS, working in, organization, civil servants kind of setting.
Okay. Would they be into home and garden type activities?
Home and garden, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Saturdays, yeah.
Like landscaping too. It doesn't have to necessarily be like, you know, growing vegetables. Okay, so, and they're in administration. Okay, well, if I look up, without even looking up administration, if I just go by these very basic things that I target down, I don't want to put too much on the left side, okay? It's tempting to just keep digging, but don't. Let Facebook do the work for you, okay? Because they're better at it. Who we pick and who they know are different. So now I'm going to go start here by going to job title. And you're right, look, admin services, most of them.
Okay.
And what else do they do? Management.
Mm-hmm.
And the third would be sales.
Okay.
So since these run so close together, I would usually just say, open up a Google spreadsheet or write it down however you feel most comfortable, but I like to copy paste. So I would use a spreadsheet. Open up a Google Doc and put job title. And I would put the top 2 jobs, everybody, of who this person is. But since these are so close, I don't want to exclude number 3. It's usually not that close. So I would put all 3, okay? Then I want to see how many are married versus single. 89 or 69 or 89. I think that's 89. Was that 69? Well, okay, like 70% of them are married. So we also want to target people who are married. It doesn't mean we don't have single people, but remember, we only got $100 and we're buying them. Who's buying us? So married. And now when you look at this and you know, clients that I've talked to, actually, they're not married. None of the people are married. Go by who's actually coming into your business already. But this usually is very accurate. And then education level, a ton of them have already been to college. So you also have a lot that aren't in college. So you'll just have to decide what's right for your business. Now, here's where you get the real dirt on what's going on and where they're already spending money. Just go right here to page likes and you can see all the categories that they love and then pages that they're actually liking. I can't express enough not to write 100 of these down. So in the top categories, I want you to go and pick 3 of those out that you know your ideal client is interested in, like this. Fitted wardrobes. I've never heard of it, but apparently that's #1 in the home for this group of women in London. Ticket sales, theater tickets direct. Maybe that's a European thing. We don't have that here in the US. Furniture outlet stores. So any of these, like House, okay, they definitely like House. If they like HGTV, or if they like anything with real estate and getting ideas, they like House. They probably also like Pinterest. And then shopping mall. You have Brent Cross Shopping Center, Westfield, and Blockbuster. Does that sound familiar?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that's what your avatar is actually doing. So we need to write that down. And then we're going to go down to page likes and see who they're liking for a couple of reasons. One, anti-aging treatments in London and Manchester. You didn't know they were looking for that, did you? So you have that, and then you have Brent Cross Shopping Center and Fitted Wardrobe again. So they're all following these pages. Not all, but a lot, like 1,445% affinity. That's a lot. So this is what we don't know about people. And they don't tell us in conversation, because why would we think to ask? But Facebook knows about you and Google knows it about you. So you can take this information. I'm just going to write a couple of these down real quick. If you'll give me a moment, let me write a couple of these down. Now, I like to write at least 5 of these in my Google Sheet, because when I go to show you where you're putting in an ads manager, not all of them are always available. They have to have a big enough following. So write a few down. So I'm going to say fitted wardrobes, theater tickets direct. Okay, now theater tickets direct, even if we don't find theater tickets direct, we're going to find theater as an interest. So we can get even more granular now, right? And then I want to check out so write a few of those down, and then right here, these page likes. Don't write a ton of them, just like the top 5. And then location, it will tell you the location. Most of them here are in London and Greater London. They're not in Stratford, they're not in Castle Banner, they're not in Mill Hill. Now, this is because we chose London, right? But if this was going on people who are actually on your business page, for those of you who do have a business page, this would tell you where all your stuff is really coming from. So that's really good to know. And then you have activity over here, but I think this is where you don't really need to know that kind of information. Don't get tempted by these shiny objects and being hyper detailed, because we don't want to exclude too many people. We just want to include only the right people, if that makes sense. So is everybody clear on this part here, or would anybody like for me to go through another example? Let's see. I'm just going to scroll through. How much did it? Okay, I already answered that one. Oh, 10 new ones. Okay, hold on. I'm going to scroll up. Give me 1 second. You're very active. I really like that. Everyone is really participating in here.
Bridget,
Okay.
could you do me a favor and go to the page you went to before this part? So what did you click on to get to this page?
I can see if it'll pull it up again. All I did was Google Facebook audience insights. I still to this day haven't found a direct link to this. You can do it from within your business manager by going to insights, but whenever I do it, I just click Facebook audience insights in Google. Right. And I'll go ahead and do that at the end. I don't want to risk losing the screen again and making everybody pause, but I'll be happy to do that again at the end. But I just went to Google. Facebook Insights tool. People who want a website or app made. Okay, that's great. I think that would be a good example to use. Yeah, who knew Facebook had all this data? Exactly. Oh, Facebook's got a lot more data than that. I'm just scratching the surface here. It's kind of scary actually how much data they have, but the data really helps us when it comes to marketing and saving money and making money. So I'm very happy about it at this moment. You know, later I might not be when I'm talking on an Alexa device, and next thing you know, everything's popping up on my page. Let's see, the kind of information used well can almost guarantee an upscale in sales. Absolutely, for your business, absolute gold. You are so right. And yes, definitely get the psychology of buyers. And that's because everybody has demographics, but why we buy matters. The pain point I'm having and struggling with, for example, if it's somebody for Facebook ads who's tried it and failed, they're struggling with their belief system that it's just never going to work for them or their product. They just can't figure it out. You know, if you're somebody dealing with lower back pain and you're looking for a chiropractor and you're like, I was in an accident 2 years ago. It was mild. I was like barely hit at a stop sign, and yet I'm in pain every single day. Okay, knowing the psychographics of what your buyer is struggling with allows you to have that conversation with them where they're going to say, how did you know? How did you know that's exactly what I'm going through? And when you get that kind of connection, you've got a lifetime buyer right there. So we always want the psychographics. Let's see. Some questions, another please. Okay, so we want another example. How would I best target parents and careers? Okay. Diaspora citizens in other countries, so multi-countries and play in different segments. Okay. I'm not sure too much about the multiple countries, but we can certainly look into that. And diaspora citizens, is that a location? I don't know. I'm stuck in my little world of little 50 states.
There's people who have moved to the Western world but are originally from Africa.
Oh, okay. They've moved to the Western world, like West Coast of Africa, or Western world as
Like
in
like America and UK, but you're from Ghana.
continent. Okay. Northern continents, basically. Okay.
I think it's hard really because with the Facebook ads, you're really directing a specific demographic. So I do think diaspora is hard, but maybe you just target people from Africa. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love tough questions like this because I probably cannot look up diaspora. I'm going to try to right now. I'm going to clear this whole selection and I'm going to look for diaspora. But if we can't do diaspora, this is what we do. Walk through your buyer's journey, walk through their psychographics before they move. Who are they getting this information from? Is there a blog that they're following? Is there a speaker that they're following? Is there a book on this? What are the habits of people who are in African culture and then move to Western culture? What are they into now? What type of Western culture or African culture roots will they have, you know, that are specific to them? A music style, a particular artist? So give me an African artist that these people would definitely be listening to. Like a musician.
WizKid.
WizKid, how do I spell that?
W-I-Z and then K-I-D.
W-I-Z-K-I-D. Okay, and can you give me any more things, like any books or a certain religion that they might be a part of?
You got Les Brown as a motivational speaker.
Love Les Brown. He's my favorite.
Who was not to love about Les Brown? You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I know.
Would they be a Garveyite? Maybe, I don't know.
What is
Who?
that?
No, I'm saying if they were
Garvey.
full of Marcus Garvey, he's one of the pioneers of moving around.
Okay, that's exactly where we want to go. Who's the pioneer of somebody is talking about how you do this? What are the steps? Someone is coaching people through this process. No one's just going it alone. So there's got to be someone or a book that people are following. So if you can't get into that stuff, we'll mix what they do in the United States versus here. What type of food is it? They like African food, obviously, but I would say African food. As an American, what would you guys call it?
That's the thing. And as someone who deals with marketing on the British side of the Atlantic, a lot of the Facebook marketing deals with American culture and sort of politics and sort of interests. So
Right.
if you want to target Black or Afro-Caribbean, it will say Afro-American as opposed to Black.
That's
British.
true. That's true. It's very limited to do other countries. And that's
Yeah.
because other countries don't allow Facebook to pull their data, especially like the GDP rules and everything. But what you can do, if you're doing Afro-Caribbean, look up an Afro-Caribbean singer, look up a radio station, okay? Look up a blog, look up a TV show that hosts that. So there's ways to do it. You just really got to think through and say, who is my ideal buyer? And if I was that person right now, and I'm writing a little story about me, what would I write? What kind of music do I listen to? What gurus do I follow? Those gurus might not have anything to do with them making the way into the Western world, but they're following somebody as a part of their culture. So either way, you're going to be in front of those people. Once you're in front of those people with those habits, then you just target their location to be in like Western United States.
Yeah, I get it. And like, as you say, if you want to sort of be successful in those Facebook ads, they have to put themselves in that position to say, what do I like? Where do I go? Where do I search? And, and therefore you'll get the interest of that person who you're trying to target.
Make yourself that character.
So for what Bridget's shown us thus far, does everyone think that they've grasped how to generate a specific avatar or a specific client? Drop some twos. Let's have some twos in the inbox, in the chat box. If you feel like you've grasped how to compile the person you're looking for in order not to waste money at a random ad, which Bridget's helped us with, narrowing it down, we're getting the twos. That's really good. So Bridget, you've really made it clear to me, and then we've got twos in the box from others, that you've made it very clear to us how to really land with doing advertising on Facebook.
Yeah, and you can see now where we've gone wrong, right? And even when we think we're not being generic, we're being generic. And that's why when we're talking to everybody, that's why nobody's buying from us, because we're having a conversation with 10 different personality types on the same ad instead of just the one. So it is important to do that. So I'd like to hop over now into, because I know some people probably won't have time to stay on too much longer. It is a weeknight. So I want to hop on now so everyone gets a chance to see where I find it in the ads manager. Even if you're not doing ads, you're going to learn something here. So stay tuned for sure. Okay, so let me switch this page. Move this onto here. See if this. Okay, does everyone see my Facebook ads manager?
Yes.
A weird little bunch of tabs and dashes on the screen. Okay, so I've got just a bazillion ads running. So I just opened one particular ad set here. So I'm not confusing anybody who's not been on here, because it can look a little scary, okay? So this is if you're in Ads Manager and you're in your ad set, okay? So not your campaign, but the one that's tucked inside of that, which is your ad set. If you click edit, I just made a little example one here. On here, you'll see what you name your ad set, all the little different rules you made. And don't be intimidated by this. We're just going to go to one part. I'm going to go here to my locations. So let's go ahead and look up some of these. So go down here to detailed targeting. You know what, I'm going to close that because I think I just might have lost you where I did that. So let me reopen it and start again. So just scroll down to audience. Okay, right here on the right, you see audience. Let me zoom in for everybody. Can everybody see that, this audience here? Okay, so I'm going to scroll down. And I'm just going to say United States. So we're going to use this as an example, the diaspora, I think it was called, the people coming from Africa and moving out to Western culture. So I'm just going to say United States in general. And I'm going to target I'm just going to kind of make these numbers up here. I'm going to say 35 to 45, because that's probably 30 to 45 is probably when people are moving the most, right? When are people making that transition the most? Are you looking for people who recently made that move, or just people in general who have?
No, I think that's a good age. That's a good age.
Okay, so 35 to 45, so we'll do that. If either way, that's your target buyer. So 35 to 45. And y'all, I have to take you back to the Facebook Insights after this, because I forgot to show you what happens when you change that 10-year difference, because I don't want you to target more than 10 years at once. Okay, so detailed targeting. So let's see here. We have WizKid. We're going to put that in. Well, let me show you this first. If I just go in here, you already saw all the interests we can look up, right? So basically, we can look up suggestions and have all these little things here about parents and if they're grandparents. It's very limited what you can see, just like in the interests. I'm going to go to my audience insights again. Do you guys see my audience insights?
Yeah, you can see it.
So here we have business and industry, entertainment, family and relationships. So if I click on entertainment, this is what I have: live events, games, movies. So if I go to music, I have blues, classical, country. Those are my choices. Once I press OK and select it, that's what it gives me: dance music. I don't get to choose an artist. I don't get to do anything like that. And that's why people think they can't. But you actually can, because if I'm right here and I type in Jennifer Lopez, she'll come up. All we had to do is think of it and tell Facebook what we wanted. She's not going to come up if you go through that manual system, but she will come up if you do this. So I'm going to type in WizKid. WizKid, interests, 1.5 million people. And this one, so you have to pay attention, scroll through every option there is, 8.5 million people, and it says musician. So we're going to choose this one because we know it's the right one. The other one could be some kid scientist, right? WizKid. We know this one's a musician. So there you go. Now you have, I'm going to get rid of Jennifer Lopez here, WizKid. What are some other things that that person might be into? African culture. So we have African American culture, African diaspora culture, 9.5 million. Do you see this? African diaspora culture. Boom. Got it. Now, it's only when you deep dive on your ideal client and think of that you're going to find this information. Now, I'm only targeting men in a certain area. I could choose a city, I could choose a country, I could choose whatever I want, who are 35 to 45. They're into African diaspora culture. WizKid. Let's get one more thing on here. What do they do for a living, or what books do they follow? Or let's get more specific actually to your actual niche. What service do you provide, so I can maybe brainstorm on that?
Web development.
Web development. Okay, so are they IT or are they business owners, entrepreneurs?
Yeah, entrepreneurs, business owners.
Okay, do you think they have a Facebook page?
Absolutely.
Okay, then let's look up Facebook page admins. Facebook business page admins. So you can only be an admin of Facebook page admin, another 363 million. Facebook, it didn't bring it up. Page admin. Business page admins, there you go. So now we have Facebook page admins, business page admins, because some Facebook pages, not just the personal ones, aren't business pages. They might be creator pages. So we're just going to list both of those. Might they be running a Facebook group or not really? Because we don't want to exclude too much.
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they are, we can find them. If they're not, don't worry about it. We don't really want to put too much in here. Facebook group admin.
Because you wanna sort of narrow it down, don't you, Bridget? Like there's a number that would be too wide a demographic.
Well, before I was just going for African American or African males that were 35 to 45 in the US. Now I'm going to African males who live in the US or wherever you want to target, 35 to 45, who have a Facebook business page. They're entrepreneurs. They're looking to make money and build their business and grow, because that's a behavioral thing too if you're working on your page. They're into African diaspora culture and they listen to WizKid. So now you're showing your ads only to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get more specific, but you don't have to get too specific. I would start here and then later see how this ad does, and then get the real data on it, which we can talk about that another time, of who's actually coming to your page, and then create another ad. But start just with this. Yes.
Can I ask, do you ever use the narrow audience option? Because I like to use it to get really tight on like who I'm targeting.
I do sometimes. So there's two things that I would do here. One, exclude. And what I would exclude is, so let's say I don't want any single people. Let's just say, for some reason, single person interest, What if I'm just not looking for absolutely anybody, depends on your business. I don't want absolutely anybody who is an accountant. So I go to accountant, but then don't go to interest, go to job title. So you can exclude that, or you could narrow your audience. So where it must also match. So I might say they're African diaspora culture, WizKid musician, but they must also be a business page admin.
Yeah.
That's where I would put that. So I put it all in here to throw it there for now, but then I would move this down to and must also match.
Bridget, we have a question from Sarita. She's asking, if you're doing an ad directly from your business page, wouldn't that be more effective than generally creating it via Google, Facebook Analytics, especially if you have various pages on Facebook?
Okay, let me get a little more clarity. Okay, if you're doing ad directly from your business page, wouldn't it be more effective than generally creating it via Google, Facebook Analytics, especially if you have various pages on Facebook? Okay, if you have various pages on Facebook, I would go to your Facebook page insights, where in the beginning, let me just hop back there. In the beginning, when it asked us here, if we wanted everyone on Facebook or just our Facebook business page, I would go to our Facebook business page. Also, you can definitely get data from Google Analytics. If you have a website, I would highly suggest that if you have traffic coming to your website. But Facebook does get way more granular on the interests and the hobbies than Google does. Google's great for it, but Facebook is a little better. Like, you're never going to look up WizKid on there. So they might tell you that they're interested in theater or music, but that's it. And what is a must-have on an ad? Call to action. A lot of people forget to do a call to action, and they think the call to action is the learn more button. Yeah, that's their call to action. That's Facebook's call to action to click the ad, but you have to also tell them to click the ad. Either say, click here to sign up, or sign up now. You have to also put a call to action in there. Or if it's somebody who's going to be price oriented, like you're retargeting that lead, which means you're showing an ad to somebody who already visited your page recently, then I would put a price on there. Oh, sorry, that's on airplane mode, so I don't know how that got through. So I would say definitely a strong call to action. The most important thing is that you're speaking to the right person and putting it in front of the right person, and that all the words that you say in that ad are speaking directly to them. So when we use the example earlier of the person who's a chiropractor, we want to talk exactly to the patient. Like, is your back aching from doing all these home improvement projects lately? Boom. You know, we are, yes. How did you know that? So try to be like Facebook, where you know everything about the person and you're talking directly to them.
Amazing.
Yeah. Tight.
Retargeting, to answer your question, the retargeting would be a bigger question. That would be an entire separate webinar. But basically what you do is you set up your ads where you can say, I want to show this ad only to people who have already visited my page in the last 30 days. And there's many things you can do. You can retarget people who left items in your cart but didn't buy. I would retarget them with like a 10% off coupon, 24 hours only, kind of entice them to get back to that cart. So there's a lot of different things you can do for that. Real quick, do we have a moment where I could just show the difference in 10 years of age on these insights? Do we have about 2 more minutes?
I think Miss Bridget, you're giving them so much gold. We're going to have
This is gold,
keep you.
Okay, great.
We have a webinar, I think.
Okay.
I think this is, you know, you've given them so much to think about.
Okay.
You know, your step by step. I want them to go away and put this into action, and then be prepared for the next webinar, having known that you put your previous tools into action. I think that would be amazing.
That would be really great. And I really hope all of you not just learn this information. You know, there's a saying where you're better to read one book 4 times than read 4 different business books. And I hope that you take everything that you learned here and don't leave it in your brain where ideas go to die, okay? Get on Facebook Insights today. Just Google Facebook Audience Insights and get on there today and start figuring out who your buyer is. And just write it down for when you're ready to do ads and put it on your ideal client worksheet. So again, you can download one from my link in bio, Avatar Workbook. It'll give you all the details and more questions. It's going to ask you about 20 questions about your ideal buyer. And thank you for having me on and listening to me and letting me nerd out with you today.
I was going to say, Bridget, it's been a real great pleasure. You've got a workbook that we could give to our audience, right? Yeah.
Yep, it's in my link in bio. They can just hop on and download that. I'm coming up with a beginner ads course soon. We're going to launch, I believe, November 1st, and it's going to be live help with everybody. So if you are thinking about starting Facebook ads and you've enjoyed learning with me, it could be something you want to consider, just to go ahead and get on my list, and I'll let you know. Follow me on Instagram and I'll let you know when we're going to launch that. And hopefully the InTribe will have me on here again to maybe go over some more things before that launch.
So we definitely will. Make sure you guys are following Bridget so that you can follow up with her and get further support. I'm just going to share screen as well very quickly so I can just...
While Cyrus is doing that, I just want to say you've really been served really well. Make sure you DM Bridget or the InTribe and let us know how you've got on, whether there's been any success from putting out a Facebook ad, and whether it's increased your sales. It'll be really interesting for the InTribe and Bridget to get that feedback. Please do share that with us.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that.
Excellent. Just to close, Bridget, I will give you the last word, Bridget, but just to close, just to let the guys know, if you're interested in joining the InTribe, so we're a collective that will support your small business. I will be providing life coaching and motivation. So you'll come to me as part of a service, and I'll look at your goals, I'll look at your motivation, and I'll really help you in terms of your mindset around business. Very, very quickly, Crystal, in 5 seconds, when they join you, what will happen?
What will happen? We'll go through your business strategy. We want to talk about your end goal, and then we'll map it out that way. Also, my role is to make best use of your investment and your funds that you've got, even your energy and your skill set. I want to be able to maximize on monetizing your business.
Very quickly, Mike, what do you offer as part of the team?
Me personally, you know what I think, it's not just about me personally. What I think is great about the InTribe is the unique collaboration of the market, the finance, the motivational, and inspiration. And me personally, I did the marketing and the content and the graphic design. And the fact that we bring in people like Bridget Hannigan from the States, and, you know, great people like that for our forums. And if you join the InTribe with us today, you get a little bit more about that kind of professional and insights to your business. So if you join the InTribe, Chris, tell them what we're gonna what they're gonna get for that. What are they gonna get, Chris?
So let me
I'm excited. You can tell I'm excited, right?
I'll tell you about 2 packages we've got. We've got something called Work With Us. And for Work With Us, what happens is it's £450 for the month. And what you do is you get an hour with whichever one of us you want. So you'll see me first. We'll plan out your business. We'll make sure you're on the right mindset. You go to Crystal, look at your budget, look at your cash flow. You go to Mike, look at your marketing, look at your copy, and we'll get your business going. You can do it for 1 month for $450, or you can stay with us for a longer period of time. If you want to join us today, we've got a 24-hour discount. So go to the website, www.theintribe.co.uk, and for £225, you can work with us for the month. What's included in that is also our entrepreneur mentorship program. So we do a Zoom every week, again, bringing on guests, again, sharing our expertise. If you just want to do that, that's £39. If you want to do both and have that more intensive one-to-one, then we're doing that for $225. Go to the website or DM us for more information on more questions. But that is something that we're offering, and we really want to work with you guys. So message us, go on our website and join us. Bridget, I do want to leave the last word with you, though. I want you to close it, let them know where to find you. And really, before even Bridget comes on to say our goodbyes, put some 1s, put some 7s, put some I love you, some fires. Big up, Bridget, for...
Thank you. Oh, you guys are so great. I see this chat going on fire. Thank you so much.
Some appreciation, some 1s, some
UK
fires.
to the USA, man.
Thank you.
ATL.
So awesome. Thanks, guys, so much. And thank you for having me on. And I would like to just speak also to all my entrepreneurs out there. It's absolutely right what they're saying about the coaching. And if you don't have coaching, it's like walking blind. It takes a village. We've all been here in this industry spinning our wheels. You need a guided team with structure, and it pushes you and motivates you when you invest in yourself, right? It always does in anything you do. So I really do encourage you to commit today to getting coaching and getting your business to that next level, especially when they're bringing you people, panel experts that are going to guide you on things where you can actually get on in Q&A, not like on YouTube and all these other platforms. So I know once I invested in coaching, it changed everything for me. I started with a 6-month commitment because I said, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And it's just been incredible. I don't think there's anyone who says that it's something they regret. They only regret that they've waited. So again, best things in life are free, best things in business are paid for. So follow me on Instagram at Bridget Hannigan, and I'm also on LinkedIn, but I think Instagram's my platform of choice. It's the most fun for me. So DM me with any questions you have. I would love to hear about your ideal client. I kind of nerd out on that. So I hope to see y'all soon.
Bridget, excite them how you excited me. What was the biggest client you worked with? What number was it? Like, tell them about that number, the numbers that you work with, you know, to sort of get your clients, the sort of campaigns that you work with.
Oh, the campaigns that I work with? Well, I work with a health and wellness coach. I worked with her on her campaign.
The sort of numbers that you work with.
Oh, the sort of numbers? It varies in every industry. I know in my industry, I'm bringing in $600 per customer as far as with my local business, and investing about, it comes to $20 per customer. So the ROI is ridiculous. Even if you have a low ticket offer, I work with people in my community who have low ticket offers that have $37 offers with all the upsells, and they're making 5-figure months, 10,000 a month. So you know, it's not always about making 7 figures, making 6 figures. Stop looking all the way over there. Let's get to 5-figure months, which is a lifestyle everybody should have who's passionate about what they do and invest in themselves. And you can get there easily and quickly by running ads and having strategy in your life and in your business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, everyone's looking for that 7 figures, but give me 5 figures a month and I'll be real happy. You know what I'm saying?
Start at 5 figures and then let's get to the next problem. You know, it's like when you want to lose weight, you're not like, I need to lose 112 pounds. Can you start with the next first 5? You know, so.
And we grow. Now, for real.
Yes.
Now, it's been a real pleasure. It's been a real pleasure. Real pleasure, Bridget.
Thank you. Real pleasure being here.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, Bridget. Thank you for everyone who's joined us. I know some people have left a bit prematurely, but thank you for your time. It's been great. I hope you'll be able to use all the tools that Bridget has actually imparted on us. Thank you.
Good night, guys. We're signing out. Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.